from Boise to Soldotna. Soldotna is right next to Kenai. It is on the Kenai Peninsula, which is about 3.5 hours southwest of Anchorage. And people ask, well, why are you moving to Alaska? So many reasons, honestly. There's lots and lots of reasons. We've wanted to live in Alaska. Well, Brian's probably wanted to live in Alaska much longer than I have, probably since
my side of the mountain.
junior high.
In these days, when everybody is talking about doing his thing, here's the story of a boy who not only talks about it, but does it.
Me, I don't know. I probably for 20 years or so, I've kind of had these twinges that have been pulling me to Alaska. So, and the timing was just never right, just because of school or kids or housing or jobs or whatever it might be. Just the timing was never right. So, timing's right now. The housing market in Boise was really good, so we are able to get a really good price for our house, which is going on the market in about a week and a half. And I work remotely for the federal government, so I can pretty much pick up my laptop and go anywhere, and I get paid more or less depending on where that location is. And it just so happens that Alaska, I make more money. Alaska does not have income tax or sales tax unless you're in one of the boroughs that might have some sales tax. Brian's an avid outdoorsman. He loves everything outdoors. Hunting, fishing, mountain biking, dirt biking, snowboarding, you name it, he does it. Why else? Did I miss anything?
Less people.
Less people. Yeah, Boise we like, and we loved our home and our neighborhood, but it just got really too populated in the last several years, and we just wanted to kind of get away. So, yeah, we're sort of looking forward to less people.
The important thing is to get so far away from civilization, I can be certain that I will be completely alone.
Back to having our own chickens and
Yes.
a garden and just a bit more of, self-sustaining. Leave me alone a bit.
Yeah, we want to be able to just have a little elbow room and kind of get back to doing our own thing. So, yeah. So it's a whole new adventure, a new season, and Brian's going to come back after making sure that I'm settled and how everything's working in the house, and then he's going to finish tidying things up and load everything in a big truck, drive it to the port of Seattle, and put it on a barge. And then the whole rest of our house will make it to Anchorage about 2 weeks after that. So, just a new adventure.
So a lot of people have asked about the logistics of moving to Alaska. Driving through Canada with firearms and pets and food and wood and plants and whatever else, there's a lot of restrictions. So the best option for us was to put things on the barge. I got a F-250 pickup. I put a camper shell on the back and stuffed it with what I call the starter kit. That was a mattress, pots and pans, a chair, computer equipment, things for Rebecca to get started. You drove it to Seattle, where they check out your vehicle, look for scratches, dents, and dings and things, and then they put it on the barge, and it arrives in Anchorage 2 weeks later.
You're rolling.
We're rolling. Okay, so most of this, well, like from the mattress down, went with the truck on the barge. Everything else from the top of the mattress either came with us on the plane, or we bought a couple of things at Costco in Anchorage. Not much, just a couple. So, and the dog kennel. So we were traveling through the airport with a dog kennel, a huge ice chest, and 2 rifle cases, another small gun case, and how many suitcases? I
At
don't know.
least 5.
At 5 or 6 suitcases. It was like 600 pounds of luggage going through the airport, and a dog. Fun. So here we are. My office.
All right, where are you?
We are at our new home in Soldotna, and we just walked in, so kind of checking things out, and it's been a long journey getting here.
It has indeed.
Long road trip, so we're kind of stretching our legs and figuring out, making sure all the lights work and toilets flush and all that stuff, which we did virtually, but you know, the dog's gonna explore and we're gonna explore too. So here we go. There's a moose outside. He's laying down.
So it turned out we were surprised the next morning. We were awakened by an alarm that was plugged into one of the walls, and I unplugged it and threw it outside, and it stopped going off. I brought it back in, plugged it in, and it started going off again. And called the fire department. They came out with their snorkels and went into the house and found that our furnace was emitting toxic levels of carbon monoxide. So we had to get that fixed immediately. We went out while we were waiting outside in the fire trucks. A herd of caribou went through our yard. So once Rebecca and Cheyenne were set up with a starter kit, I went back to Boise. I started the remodel on the house. I loaded up a lot of our stuff into a U-Haul and a trailer, and I drove it back to Seattle, where I loaded a 40-foot shipping container. I did hire some help that wasn't very helpful, but it was a good concept. You'll see that there's the gun safe. They will actually use their forklift to unload your gun safe out of the U-Haul and put it into the shipping container for you. And then they will deliver it to your house. So this is a whole 40-foot shipping container full of our things. Once it arrives at your house, it's 4 feet off the ground. They back the truck up into your driveway and unhook it and drive away, and you've got 5 days or so to unload it. But it's 4 feet off the ground. So I had to rent a skid steer to get the gun safe out, and then I bolted the platform to the forks, and I used it to unload the rest of our things, stuffed it into the garage. So this was the first load. We spent a summer here, and by next winter our home sold, and I was able to go get the rest of our things. I had, dirt bikes and tools and just a lot more stuff than a guy should need. Again, that one backed up onto our property, and here's that.
This is how it happens.
Container.
Basically, they back up, they unhook, and they drive away, and they leave the shipping container in your yard. I mean, that's one way to do it. You can drive to the yard, and you can unload everything out of the shipping container into a truck or trailer, and then you can drive to your house and unload it again. In my case, I was moving a couple of big heavy items and doing it by myself. When we loaded this, it took my buddy and I 3.5 hours. So that's 7 man hours. So me by myself would be 7 hours, plus 7 hours of driving, plus the rental truck and fuel, and it just seemed like it might be worth it to have them delivered to my house. Problem is that it's 4 feet off the ground. So and they don't offer a ramp. So you've got to make a ramp or something, and that's what these boards are for. I'll make up a ramp tomorrow and start unloading things. Plan is to unload all the things I can do by myself tomorrow, and then get some help for the rest of it. But that's how it happens. They just back up and drop it off.
If that forest range had ever caught us, Gus, it'd be back to the city.
Live with him in the wilderness as he is forced to learn how to survive. Share his adventures.
Really think you last out the winter?
Oh, I know I will. I can do everything myself, and I'm happier this way. I just don't need anybody.
My Side of the Mountain.
So thank you for watching. Promise the videos will get better, and there's more to come.